It damages you and it leaves you damaged and cracked all up and frail. And it felt good while you were doing it, but when you looked at the results of doing it, it was not worth it in the first place. And some of us got wrapped up in sin, doing stuff and trying to do stuff and trying to get stuff. And the fact of the matter is, after we got it, sin made us hate the very thing that we got. Oh God, could I preach here tonight? After we acquired it, we looked at it, and because of what it cost us just to get it, now we hate it because of what sin has caused to become a reality in our lives. And now that moves us to the point of regret. And is there anybody here that can testify that I know what regret is all about? Isn't it something the apostle told us a little while ago? He said, you got to be careful what you say. Husbands and wives, be careful, because the fact of the matter is, once a word come out of your mouth, you can't lasso it and bring it back. Now it takes a split second for it to go from the mouth of the speaker to the ears of the hearer. And if it damages the other party, you'll walk around regretting the fact that I ever said it in the first place, but you can't take it back. Oh God, and that's the thing about life. That's the thing about our experiences, is that I don't care if we regret them right after we do it, we cannot take it back. And you know what regret is? Regret is remorse that is caused from a feeling of helplessness to change our situations or circumstances, or involving ourselves in something that is beyond our control or our power to repair. In other words, once you damage it, it's damaged. You cannot go back and change it. So the fact of the matter is, all of us have done something in our lives that we regret. Look at y'all getting quiet. I'm going to preach it tonight. Every one of us have gotten ourselves wrapped up in something that we have lived to regret. And some of us sitting in church right now still regretting some stuff. And I'll tell you why we regret it. It's because after it was done and we found out that the reason why we're in the shape that we're in now was because of what we did, we realized that we have nobody to blame but ourselves. And that's what hurts so bad. I could deal with it if somebody else did this to me, but when it's something that I did to myself, how do I deal with that? How do I make amends when I realize that I was my greatest enemy? How do I make sense out of my life when I claim to love myself and then look at myself and hate myself for the things that I have done? Could I preach here tonight? And some of us got to be real tonight. This is where we have found ourselves. We found ourselves in sin, doing some things that we wish after the deed was done that we had never got wrapped up in that in the first place. And I'll tell you how dirty the devil is. The devil keeps you blind until the consequences arrive. And that's why the Bible said the pleasures of sin only last for a season. And the devil want to blind you for that season. That's the reason why you were going on thinking you were having a good time. And then when your body started to break down, then the devil pulled the blindfold off. And you saw that what looked like it was fun was actually damaging to you. Oh, you thought dope made you what you were. You thought, oh God, it gets me high. So high that I don't think about the problems and the trouble that I've gone through. But once you came down off of that high, then what it did is actually give you a whole new set of problems to deal with in the morning. You thought alcohol was it for you. You could drown your sorrows and drown your problems, but you got tired of waking up in somebody's bed that you didn't even know who they were. Oh God, could I preach and be real? You got tired of living that lifestyle because it never turned out right, but you just kept chasing a dream. You kept chasing a false reality, and sin kept you coming back for more. Is there anybody here can be honest tonight and say, Brother Herman, there were some things that I wanted to stop doing, but I was chasing a false reality. I thought he loved me, even though he was beating me for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I thought he was there for me until he bankrupted me and left me all by myself. And now I look at myself and think I was a fool for ever believing that lie. And now I regret doing it, but it's too late now. Oh, God, could I preach here? And the fact of the matter is, once the deed is done, that's when the devil wants to laugh at you. That's when the devil feels like he got you right where he wants you. He gets you to a place to where you messed up your life and you're 21 years old and don't think you got anything to live for. Oh, but I come to preach some hope to you tonight. I come to tell you that the devil is a liar and that I don't care how bad you messed up. Look at somebody and ask them, messed up? Tell them, just don't give up. Look at somebody else on the other side and tell them, neighbor, you might have messed up, but tell them, don't you give up. There is still a hope for you. And so now you're disappointed. Now you're disgusted. Now you're mad with yourself because of the stuff that you got involved in. Now you're looking at yourself and can't stand the mirror that you see because it's showing you that you are responsible for the way your life has turned out. I come to tell you, people, that the devil didn't make you do it. He just told you to do it. And you said, yes, devil. I come to tell you, the devil didn't make you smoke dope. He just told you to smoke it. And you said, yes, devil. But after you almost died and after you overdosed, then the devil stand back and look at you and he's laughing at you, calling you a fool. And you feel so bad now because you realize that where I am, I didn't have to be here. And isn't that the thing about sin? That sin takes you to a place that you didn't have to be. And look at you now, feeling like you might as well die because you done messed up your life. But tap somebody next to you and tell them, neighbor, you still got something to live for. Tell somebody next to you, tell them you still got something to live for. And so now you've got to understand this, that the truth is that most of us would want to go back and do it differently. We want to give ourselves a second chance. We're saying, God, if you could just take me back, if I could wake up and this is a dream and I know tomorrow the experiences of this dream that I could do some things differently. I've often wondered that, is this all just a dream? And what if I wake up knowing what I know in my dream? I walk every day of my life making better decisions, making better choices. And this is what you've got to realize, that this is not a dream. You really are messing up your life. This is not a dream. You really are damaging yourself. Touch somebody and tell them, neighbor, in case you think you're sleeping, tell them, wake up. You're sleeping at a dangerous time. Your life is going down the drain. And you're sitting there acting like you ain't got a care in the world. But I come to tell you, it's time now for you to get up off of your rusty dusty and do something positive with your life. It's time now for you to put it together and tell the devil that you had my past, but you won't have my future, because I've got something to live for. I dare you to slap somebody a high five and tell them, neighbor, he had my past, but he can't have my future. I got something to live for. I got something to go on for. I got something to pick myself up and move on with my life. Touch somebody and tell them, no suicide here. I'm not gonna die like a fool died, but I feel like preaching here. I said, I'm gonna get myself together, because I got somewhere to go. And I'm praying when I get there, I'll see everyone I know. Look at your neighbor and tell them, neighbor, you gotta start making better choices.